Up, people? Welcome to another episode of Uptown After Dark, where we talk about sex, sexuality, real life situations, and have honest conversations. You know what I'm saying? I am your host, Uptown Brown, Ratchet Poppy, Mr. Receipts, whatever you want to call me. I'm here. I'm in the building. I'm here tonight to bring you another exciting episode. Pardon me for a second. I had to reach over and grab my drink. Yeah, so tonight we are going to be talking about hedging your bet in relationships. Give me a second. I want to attempt to adjust my camera ever so slightly, and then we going to jump right into this thing. You know what I'm saying? It is Wednesdays, you know what I'm saying? As we usually do Wednesdays twice a month, Uptown After Dark. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. Tonight, like I said, we are going to be talking about hedging your bet in relationships. And then, after we wrap things up, usually we get into an Ask Uptown segment or the new segment that we created called One Wish. Tonight, we doing One Wish. It's exciting, you know what I'm saying? Definitely some good stuff. So, I'm going to wait a couple of minutes and uh, allow some of you lovely people to join me live here on YouTube. And then we going to get right into the business. Shout out to my RTI fam. RTI stands for Ratchet Thoughts and Isms. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 are available for your viewing pleasure on YouTube. And if you want to just stream the audio while you on your way to work, on your train ride, on your bus ride, while you driving, you can listen to seasons 1, 2, and 3 anywhere where all of your major podcast platforms. That is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Anchor. We we everywhere. We out here. We out here. Season 4, you know what I'm saying? We might be coming soon. You know what I'm saying? We just getting things together. It's cold right now, you know what I'm saying? Nobody really wants to be headed to the studio to record in the cold, but it is what it is. We're gonna get to the business anyway. Like I said, I am your host, Uptown Brown, Ratchet Poppy, Mr. Receipts, whatever you want to call me. So let's get into this thing. Hedging your bet in relationships, right? So, for those of you who don't understand what hedging your bet is, it is essentially having a backup plan. And to put it into layman's terms, it is not putting all of your eggs in one basket. There are some people who prefer to explore their options so they find someone who they feel like they have a good connection with, a good vibe with, somebody who they are evenly yoked with. So they take their time to do that, and in the process, they entertain multiple suitors, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Essentially, it's a backup plan. You know what I'm saying? In financial terms, we would call it limiting your loss, right? So let's get into some examples of that, right? So Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Combs, Love, whatever you want to call him, Brother Love, Puffy. He is definitely a man who he hedges his bet. He does not pull all his eggs in one basket. And the women that he entertains are perfectly okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have no problems with it. They get it. You know what I'm saying? They understand that, you know, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, Another example would be Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is experiencing what I would like to call right now hedging your bet gone wrong, because the situation that Tory Lanez is currently in, um, you know, definitely if you're gonna date multiple people, try to make sure they're not friends. Usually that goes left, and then you end up going to trial over shooting somebody in the foot. You know what I'm saying? And then, things just get messy from there. You know what I'm saying? There's just nothing good about it. So if you're gonna date multiple people, whether you're a woman who is dating multiple men or a man who is dating multiple women, make sure they're not friends. You know what I'm saying? Do a background check, vet them. You know what I'm saying? how ladies usually do it, you know what I'm saying? If there's a guy that they are interested in, and they feel like he got potential, usually what ladies will do is they'll drop a picture of this dude in their group chat with their ladies to see if any of their friends know him or smashed him. I know that's how y'all ladies do it. I'm giving up your secrets, you know what I'm saying? There's dudes don't really do that so much. If it comes up in conversation, maybe we'll discuss it. Or if a particular woman has a reputation for just being out there, then maybe, you know what I'm saying, we might ask around. But generally speaking, men don't really ask those questions. You know what I'm saying? We just let it do what it do. But women, on the other hand, you know what I'm saying, they definitely, you know what I'm saying, they dropping that in photo in the group. Y'all know this dude? Where he from? Oh, he from Harlem? Oh, nah, I don't know him. You good, girl. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask one of my friends. Where he from what block? You know what I'm saying? That's how women usually give it up. Um, which is, listen, it's a smart thing to do because women usually hate the idea of dealing with a man that someone that they know, whether it's somebody that they know who is in their immediate inner circle, or even somebody who is an associate, right? Women usually don't care to be sharing the same penis. Usually, you know what I'm saying? Not in the case of Megan and her friend. Nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, back to the hedging your bet, right? So there is definitely like a self protection in that, right? Like if you know that you have the ability, or you're someone who gets caught up in your feelings rather quickly, then entertaining multiple suitors uh, gives you the option to not be so locked into one person and allow your emotions to be so focused on one person. So it is definitely you know a self protection in that. It also promotes self esteem, right? Like I think that who doesn't want to get attention from multiple people? You get, you know what I'm saying, multiple good morning texts, good night texts. You got multiple people checking on you throughout the day to see if you good. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel good about yourself. So it is definitely a self-esteem component about it. Uh, there's also a self-discovery component about it, right? You get to, if you're dating, like if you're a woman who's dating multiple men, and you're dating multiple men who are completely different, right? You get a chance to discover things about yourself that you didn't know. You get to discover things that you may not thought you may have needed or wanted in a man, right? So there's definitely a component of you being able to figure out what your dating preferences are. What do you know what I'm saying? Who knows? You never know that, you might want a guy who is, who has hobbies and is into bowling because y'all went bowling and it's fun, you know what I'm saying? Or, you into a man who has a strong connection with God, and you realize that, you that's something that you ultimately want in a husband. So you decide that, you know what, you want to go in that direction. But dating multiple men definitely gives you the ability to figure out what it is that you like and you don't. Helps you hone what your preferences really are, right? So that's the self discovery part. Um, Selfishness is definitely a selfishness component, right? Because uh, if you're dating multiple people, those people, are gonna be pouring into you, but you are kind of, spreading yourself a little thin. You might not be able to provide the same level of attentiveness to all of the people who are trying to get to know you, but you don't care because you just at a point in your life where you like, this is about me and what I want and what I care for, and I don't give a fuck. And that is perfectly okay as long as you're being honest about it. Um, and then, you get to walk away the winner in the situation. You are the self-proclaimed winner because you get to control the narrative. You get to control when you see them, when you don't see them, when you speak to them, when you not speak to them, and no one can hurt you based on that because you are controlling the narrative. Um, and these are all things that are are great. Like there's definitely nothing wrong with taking the time to explore your options. Although I will say that I feel like if you know that your dating preference is to date one person at a time, don't adapt your dating preferences based upon what the the guy that you like is doing. Like if the guy that you like, y'all have a conversation and you ask, what is your dating preferences? Do you prefer to date one man at a time, or multiple men? And she's just like, well, I prefer one guy at a time. And then he's just like, well, I prefer to date multiple women at a time until I figure out which one I like the most. Don't decide to switch up and decide you want to start talking to three, four other guys just because he's talking to two, three other girls, right? Like you got to ultimately do what is comfortable for you. Don't adapt your preferences because if he's telling you what he's doing up front, there's really no capacity for you to feel like you are being stupid or being manipulated or you're taking an L because he told you what it is up front. And when he tells you that up front, you have to be honest with yourself and you might have to tell him, well, you know what? I don't really care for that. I want to date somebody who is only going to focus on me. And you might have to tell this gentleman that that doesn't work for you. And or if you can handle it, you handle it for as long as you can. And then when you get to a place where it becomes overwhelming for you or you just feel like you're ready for him to make a decision, let him know what it is. Um, you know, so let's get into some of the cons of hedging your bet in relationship, right? So you could definitely potentially be missing out on a good person because you're spreading yourself too thin, right? I saw a meme on IG last week that said, "Girl, date them all till you find the one that's serious about you." Um, and although that's cool, right? Dating them all until you find the one that's serious about you. What about the one that you're serious about? Like, if you just think that some dude is just supposed to come along out of the blue, like an Amazon package and just be delivered to your doorstep, who is going to be serious about you, but you not putting in energy to be serious about any of the all of the guys that you're dating, right? Then you could definitely miss out on a good person because you too busy focused on dating them all because you waiting for to find this dude who's supposed to just be so serious about you that he's just gonna pour all of this extra energy into you. Meanwhile, he know you out there with six other dudes. Good luck with that. I don't think that's gonna work out in your favor. But for those of you who want to play that game, good luck to you. Um, uh, in the same vein, right? Having that plan B could fuck up your plan A, right? Meaning that if you're dating multiple people and there is a guy who is really serious about you, but you spend too much time taking the time to make your decision, and then he gets frustrated and he decides to walk away, then you just allow your plan B or your plan C or plan E to fuck up what could have been your plan A. So that's definitely a risk that you take when you date multiple people. You got to know how to pace it because there is always uh, somebody that let's look at that. What up, D&D After Dark podcast? Shout out to y'all. There is usually somebody that you like and you care for more, right? Like, I give you an example, right? Like, so a woman could be dating two guys, right? We're gonna call them A and B, right? So, guy A texts her at 7 o'clock in the morning. Good morning, beautiful. She got butterflies on her stomach. She like, ooh. He said good morning. He said I was beautiful. Ooh, look at that, right? You know, guy B text 5 minutes later, same exact text. Good morning, beautiful. She like, why this nigga up so early? Don't he got a job he got to get to? Because in your mind, there is usually somebody that stands out more, right? Even if it's on a subconscious level, there's usually somebody that stands out more, and based on how they stand out, that's ultimately gonna affect how you interact with them, whether it's on a conscious level or subconscious level. It's gonna affect how you interact with them. Let's see. You don't want to spread yourself too thin. When there's a backed up situation, a safety net situation, uh, it makes it easier for you to walk away, right? And I think that definitely in the era that we are living now with online dating, I think when you got literally millions of options, millions of ways to hedge your bet at your fingertip, whether it's Tinder, whether it's BLK, whether it's Hinge, whether it's Christian Mingle, whether it's POF, whatever it is, you literally have millions of options at your fingertips. Um, it makes it easy to walk away, right? Because for me, I always say that the first 6 months to a year of a relationship, I call it the fuck it phase. And the fuck it phase is basically you could really, really like someone, you could really, really be into them, but let them do one little thing that just sit the wrong way with you. You will walk away and say, fuck it, right? Now, 9 times out of 10, the thing that you said, fuck it over, could probably be worked out with a simple, honest, respectful, emotionally mature conversation, right? But because in the back of your mind, you got a plan B, C, D, E, F, H at your fingertips on your phone, or the work husband, the dude at the gym, the ex that still got good D. You got all of these other things, all of these other cards ready to play at your disposal, right? You'll be like, fuck it. Instead of taking the time to have a mature, direct, emotionally mature conversation, work out whatever the difference was, and then could potentially end up better off in this situation with this person based on the fact that you guys were able to have a good conversation and a respectful conversation. But when you thinking about all these bets that you done played and you playing Russian roulette, you just like, all right, fuck it. Listen, first 6 months to a year of a relationship, the fuck it phase. It's real shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see, so many motherfuckers, they with a different bay, 6 months. Because they kept saying fuck it. Right? Instead of sitting down, trying to figure it out, they kept saying fuck it. And it's like, and your friends be looking at you with the side eye like, damn, every 6 months, this bitch got a new nigga. Like, and always extra in love too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, sometimes you just gotta just work through some shit. Take the time to work through some shit, and you'd be surprised how you could walk off on the other side of that situation, right? Um, you know, it's also essentially you low key planning for shit to go wrong, planning for shit to go left. Um, because I mean, it's like anything, right? Sometimes you gotta whether you at the gambling table, whether you in the street hustling, whether you at a company that is about to go bankrupt, sometimes you got to know when to get out. Um, and if you got too many options in front of you, sometimes it makes it very complicated or very difficult to figure out when you should get out, when you should say, you know, I don't know, this don't seem to be working. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I think the problem is that people find this process of dating comfortable because they are uncomfortable with allowing themselves to be vulnerable and allowing themselves to experience real human connection and interaction. Because listen, the dating pool got pee in it. They got pee in it. In the back, there's a tampon floating around with the string. You know what I'm saying? Like the dating pool is not a good pool. You know what I'm saying? This is not like, VIP pool, you know what I'm saying, at some swanky upscale social club. The dating pool is the public pool. You know what I'm saying? It's the public pool in the summertime on an 110-degree day. And everybody in there trying to keep cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have the luxury of having a pool at their residence. Shout out to my building. I got a pool in my residence. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you live in a better life, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, there's a pool in your residence. My building has a pool in the gym. But nevertheless, we're not here to talk about me. Sometimes you gotta deal with the public access pool. And the public access pool is yucky. You know what I'm saying? It's no good. You know what I'm saying? I think, it's definitely healthy to explore your options, but you don't want to get so caught up being Dora or Horror the Explorer, because if you out there, exploring multiple penises while you're exploring multiple men. If you're out there being Horror the Explorer and not knowing when to walk away and cut your losses. Sometimes you just gotta, like I said, you gotta know when to get out. Like I said, when you in Vegas, you want a little bit of money. Sometimes you just gotta get up and walk away from the table. You don't gotta just say, you know what? I'm gonna make this one last bet. I'm gonna roll this dice. Sometimes you just gotta just walk away where you at and live to fight another day. You know what I'm saying? With some money in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to do that. I definitely want to stress that if you are hedging your bet, if you are dating multiple people, be honest with them, right? You never know what a person is willing to accept until you have a conversation with them. Plus, at the end of the day, it is easier to find someone that is on the same page as you than it is to convince someone who isn't on your page to get on your page. So don't make decisions for people. Let them make decisions for themselves. People will, sometimes people surprise you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, they might be like, listen, you might meet a woman, a dude can meet a woman, and he's like, yo, I'm just want to keep it a buck with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you, but I'm also talking to three like other women. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure it out. And she might come right back and, well, you know what? It's cool because I'm talking to like four other dudes too. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to figure it out. So, we could kick it, see each other when we see each other, and, do what we do or not do nothing, right? You never know. Or she might say, oh, well, it's cool. I can handle it. You know what I'm saying? I want to take it slow anyway. So I don't mind the fact that you're dating other women. You never know. People might surprise you. Everybody's not going to just be like, kick rocks. Sometimes people are okay with just being presented with an honest, upfront, direct situation. You'd be surprised. Listen, Carisha dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? She having the best time of her life. She's having the best time of her life and maximizing the shit out of it too. Um, you know, also though, with the honesty, right? Um, also comes the potential for an ultimatum, right? Even if you meet someone who you tell them that you are dating multiple people and initially they're okay with it, after some time goes by, and I don't mean like 2 3 weeks, but I'm saying after 6 7 months you dealing with a woman, she was okay with, the fact that you were dating multiple women, and then she hit you with that ultimatum. Just understand that, like, she gave you some breathing room. She gave you some breathing room to figure it out. Now she needs to know what it is, right? Now that could work either way, right? The dude might say, you know what, well, I'm really feeling you. I think we got a vibe. I think we got a connection. You know what? I am ready to get rid of these other ladies, and let's focus on having something solid. Or he could tell you, you know what I'm saying, he having the time of his motherfucking life, and why the fuck would he disrupt that to just focus on your ass? And he might say that too. Listen, it could work either way, but just know that um, with the honesty comes the potential for an ultimatum, and the ultimatum gonna gotta be something that is rude or disrespectful. It's just, people can only handle whatever they can handle, and when they get to a point where they feel like they can't handle things anymore, they need to change the narrative. That's all it is. And you, if you were respectful enough to be honest with them and tell them that you're dating multiple people, you should also be respectful enough to accept that that shit has a shelf life, and the person is not going to stick around for years for you to figure it out and get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that happens because, listen, you really into a person, you trying to show them some grace, you trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but a person is not going to stick around for ever for you to figure out what you want to do with yourself, right? It's just a part of what it is. Um, uh, Now, I'm not a fan of this, right? Like, I don't really get into this, but when dating multiple people, sometimes you got to deal with the fact that there's a competitive factor, right? You know what I'm saying? And if you with somebody that is just trying to win and trying to win you, listen, they're gonna go above and beyond to try to win, just because for them, you dating multiple people, they see it as a game and they want to win. They might not even be into you like that. You know what I'm saying? They just want to just win. They want to see if they could get you to drop whatever you doing. You know what I'm saying? And play for their team. Or they may really want to be with you and they just want to go hard to show you that they want to win. But there's definitely a component of competitiveness to it, because there's some human beings that have they're competitors by nature. Um, and that's what they want to do. And then you got some human beings who don't give a fuck about the competition. They feel like they ain't got no competition. Like, that's just like, a dude might tell you, oh, I know you're talking to 3 4 other dudes, but I ain't worried about what them dudes doing. I know who I am. I know what I do. So when you with me, you ain't gonna be thinking. Listen, some dudes, they don't care about the competition. It is what it is to them. But competition is definitely a component of dating and hedging your bet and all of that good stuff. You know, uh, Listen, don't when hedging your bet. I'm gonna say this again. Stay away from friends. Stay away from family members. Stay away from uh, close associates. You know what I'm saying? People find that disrespectful, and the level in which that situation could potentially escalate when a person feels disrespected is crazy. We watching it right now. It's called The Trial of Tory Lanez. I'm saying, um, so I'm gonna recap this for a minute, and then I'm gonna get into tonight's one wish segment. You know what I'm saying? I had a friend of mine's slide up in my DM, and he was telling me his one wish that he wanted to me to speak on his behalf from in regards to women. So I'm gonna get into that in a second. So back to the hedging your bet. Like I said, it's essentially a backup plan. It's for people that don't want to put all of their eggs in one basket. And people do it for several reasons, right? It's good to protect your heart and your spirit. Uh, Cannon's clan don't act out. I mean, Nick Cannon's clan don't act out because Nicholas is handling his business. Well, whether it's in the bedroom or with his wallet, he is handling his business the right way, and you gotta respect what young Nicholas is doing, at least from that side of it, right? You know what I'm saying? It's definitely multi-layered, but from that side of it, Nicholas is handling his business. So is Mr. Combs. Listen, they all out here competing for Father of the Year. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think, even though Maury's not on the air, I would love to see like Celebrity Maury starring like Future, Nick Cannon, Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Who else got mad kids? I don't know. Maybe a surprise pop up from Trick Daddy or something like that. I'm sure that nigga out there got a kid he don't know about. You know what I'm saying? I want to see like Celebrity Maury. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that. You know what I'm saying? I would listen. They could put that shit on pay per view. I think I pay to see that Celebrity Maury. Anyways, like I said, uh, the positives of hedging your bet is good for your self esteem. You get to control your narrative and get things flowing the way you want them to flow. The negative part about hedging your bet, you could be potentially blocking your blessings and missing out on good people if you don't know when to get out. You know what I'm saying? That safety net that you think you are creating for yourself, you could actually get trapped in it. I think, social media plays a huge part of that because you literally have millions of options at your fingertips, and people don't take the time to lock in and find a good person. Once somebody comes in that has says or does one thing that they really rubs them the wrong way, you know they are ready to walk out and say fuck it and get somebody else. You know what I'm saying? When at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with maximizing your potential. I mean, listen, when you're looking for a job, right, you don't just apply to one company, right? You apply to multiple companies. You take multiple interviews till you decide where you want to be employed at. It is the same theory, is the same concept. You know what I'm saying? When you are dating, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to just go with the first dude that gives you some attention. A dude is not going to just go with the first chick with a big butt and a smile. Plus, you're not supposed to trust nobody with a big butt and a smile anyway. Ronnie told us that. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to figure out some things. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm going to get into this one wish segment, right? So my boy sent me this in a DM. He said that his one wish to women is that he wished that women weren't so arrogant in regards to their vagina. So I asked him, what do you mean? What, pray tell, do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So kind of goes like this, right? Even if you are not a woman who is proclaiming to have you're not like what's the woman that Big Sean is just had the kid with? You're not Janae Aiko. You don't claim to be the pussy fairy, right? You don't claim to have magical unicorn pussy. But you I've still in my life, I've never heard a woman say that her vagina was either trash, okay, or whack. So even if you don't claim that it's the best out there, and you the coochie fairy, and you don't claim to have unicorn coochie, right? I still have never heard a woman say these things in reference to vagina. So I think I understand why he said women are arrogant about their vagina. However, right, men on the other hand, you usually get more honesty from men in that department than you get from women, right? Like a dude that has a small member, right? He knows he has a small member. He looks at it every day when he goes use the bathroom. And when dealing with women, he may just be very upfront about it. Like, yo, I ain't packing. I ain't got the most impressive joint. You know, my joint is kind of average cabbage, but I still, I know how to do other things, right? And then, you know, he does the other things he do, whether he get, what I'm saying, his finger game together or his tongue game together, what I'm saying? He figured out that, what he's working with, he's honest about it, he's transparent about it because he understands that it's better to be transparent up front. So that way if she's still interested, y'all can move forward versus he waits to tell you, and then when it's finally time for y'all to get to the adult fun time, now you looking at him like, where the rest of your situation at? Where the rest of your business at? So, you know, men are definitely, I feel like, are more honest in regards to what their their adult parts, right? But the truth is, right, women, y'all don't really have a goddamn clue what y'all vaginas feel like. You might know you get really wet. You might think or believe it's tight, or unless you out there, shout out to all the women who's regularly doing Kegels. Shout out to the ones that's even while they watching this doing Kegels right now. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Keep it up. However, right? Even if you are doing Kegels regularly and you know that you got that WAP, you got that Niagara Falls, you still don't know what it feel like. You just know that you have the ability to create a high level of moisture, right? Um, so I think that women are very arrogant in regards to their vaginas because some of y'all vaginas probably feel like sandpaper. You know what I'm saying? And not because you didn't shave or wax, just because it's just dry. Y'all need lubricant. Y'all listen, whether you want to get you some Dawn or whether you want to get you some something to, what I'm saying, wet that thing, dishwashing soap or lubricant or I don't know, maybe some it's cold as winter time, some Robitussin or some Buckley, so you get you something down there to make it a little bit more moist. And some of y'all, especially for the ones that aren't doing their Kegels, um, you might not have no walls. Your vagina might feel like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, right? Or maybe you have desensitized your vagina too much during the pandemic because you was too busy, using roses and bullets and and what The point is y'all really have no clue on what y'all vagina feels like. So I agree. I think women should stop being so arrogant in regards to their vaginas. Uh it is not cool. You know what I'm saying? you know. And listen, y'all always come with the same BS. Well, I ain't never had no complaints. Um, listen, a dude not complaining, especially since y'all women love to talk about how much y'all think men lie, right? Y'all think men is gonna be honest with y'all about your vagina? Like if your vagina, if a man went inside your vagina and it felt like sandpaper, you know what I'm saying? Do you think he's gonna be honest with you about that? Mm. I don't know who else is in this chat. I just see the comments as they come up. I don't really know who's else in this chat. But um yeah, like if you are if y'all women believe that men lie, y'all love to tell us men about how much y'all think we lie, then a dude not giving you a complaint about your potentially trash ass coochie, what does that mean? You didn't get a complaint. It just means that, you know what I'm saying, or listen, if he told you it was good and he still ghosted you, odds are probably wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know. So I think women, just because, you might have a big butt or a nice shape, you know, doesn't necessarily mean that the box is good. It just means that, we're gonna want it because we are visual. But when we get up in there, it might not be what we thought it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you look at the pictures on the Airbnb, and then when you get in there, you're like, a little bit different than the photos. Is that a twin bed? I thought he said it was a king in here. You know what I'm saying? It's that's could you know what I'm saying? Would it be like? You know what I'm saying? While he's there, he already paid the money for the Airbnb, so he'll stay around, stick around, you know. But the next time he's in that city, he's not going back there for the Airbnb. Mm-mm, not so much. So, ladies, I would love to know how you feel about this. Do you guys think that it's okay for you guys to be arrogant about your coochie? You know what I'm saying? Do you just know that your shit is just that bomb, or are we just bugging? Cause listen, and I throw you one even better, right? If all y'all allegedly got good coochie, then why y'all get upset because all the dudes want it? It's good. We want it because it's good. See that part, right? You know what I'm saying? Because listen, all y'all can't have good coochie. But I ain't never heard a woman in my life say that this is just mediocre. On a 1 to 10, it's like a 3.7. You know, like it's there, but never heard a woman say that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, even if she doesn't claim that she is the coochie fairy, even if she doesn't claim that she has magical super, like it's like a box of Lucky Charms. It's like stars and blue horses and purple moon. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's not all that, right? She's not. I've never heard a woman say, "Well, if I had to grade it, I'd give it a C minus." Right? Never heard that. So I just think that in regards to women and you guys' vagina, you guys kind of y'all overstating the market value of it for sure. You know what I'm saying, but if y'all are willing to allow surveys to be done in regards to the quality control of your vagina, you can email the Spasherton Experience at gmail.com. And you could also, hit up the Skywalker Touch at gmail.com. And these gentlemen will gladly help you to survey and categorize your vagina. And, we can give you guys like a rating score like Yelp and help you figure it out. So that way, you know what I'm saying? Like the same way how the dating apps, you know what I'm saying, got your profile, where you from and all that, that we're gonna create another tab where, you know, there's a rating on your vagina and help guys figure it out a little bit better. I think, you know what I'm saying, that's what we're gonna do. So again, that is the Smasherton Experience at gmail.com. And also you can check out the Skywalker Touch at gmail.com. That's all I got for you guys tonight. This has been Uptown After Dark. We are approaching the end of the year. The next episode, and not next week, the week after next, the final episode of the year, we are going to discuss dating like a boss. There are a few women who they dating out here like real bosses. I like it. I want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I also want to try to figure out how that applies to regular people or regular women dating, just in general, whether you're a man or a woman, dating like a boss. We're gonna figure out how to date like a boss and create your own narrative and have a better, more communicative dating experience. We're gonna figure it all out. Y'all gonna help me figure it out. I am Uptown Brown, Uptown B, Ratchet Poppy, Mr. Receipts, whatever you want to call me. And signing off, I always like to say you can live or you can be living. It is your choice. Peace. Good night.